We wake up in the morning. The first thing many of us do is look for the smartphone. Who liked my post while I was asleep? Any nice emails? What have I missed? We may check the weather, the news headline, or the sports section. As we engage and socialize online, we create data. That we woke up. Who are our friends? What are we interested in? We get out of bed. We play some music. We operate some electrical devices. Finally, we are on our way to the university or to work. We use travel cards for the bus or subway. Perhaps we took a ride on an electric scooter or used Waze. We carry the device mistakenly called a smartphone, but in fact, it is a personally tracking device. I'm Michael Birnhack. I'm Associate Dean for Research at the Faculty of Law here at Tel Aviv University, and I spend most of my time studying privacy. Managing a crisis raises numerous issues, with privacy being a prominent one. With the COVID-19 pandemic, we have realized that privacy itself is in crisis. Every step we make during the day creates data. Data is a byproduct of using digital systems. Once this data trail is created, others are interested in it. It may be law enforcement agencies, our employer, or someone whose heart we broke and now ghosts us, and more commonly, advertisers. The first lesson is that the data is out there, and it is worth a lot to others. Each disease has its unique features. For example, COVID-19 has some particularly tricky features, as we all know by now. Most importantly, asymptomatic or pre-symptomatic people who have been infected may infect others without their knowledge. This is how the virus spreads. Once the authorities, usually the Ministry of Health, learns that a person tested positive, there's an acute need to locate, and do so fast, whomever the sick person was in close enough proximity. These are the contacts, and they should immediately be self-isolated so that they do not infect others. This is one of the most important tools in stopping the virus. But how do we locate those contacts? One way is to conduct an epidemiological inquiry. Ideally, someone approaches the newly diagnosed person as soon as possible and asks them about their whereabouts in the past 14 days. Can you recollect where have you been and whom have you met, let's say 10 days ago at 2 p.m.? This is one challenge. Many people do not remember every detail. Even if they do, what was the name of that nice stranger who sat next to me on the bus? So we need a better way to track contacts. Here's where technology enters. Remember that personally tracking device we carry with us all the time? Well, finally, it may have a really good use. Location data is collected as we use the smartphone. Smartphones also have sensors and can communicate with other devices, such as Wi-Fi networks and other smartphones. These features are the basis of contact tracing technologies. There are numerous kinds today of such technologies, some based on GPS geolocation, which tracks our whereabouts. Others are based on Bluetooth signals exchanged between devices. Engineers and developers can build data networks. With this technology, we can find out where a COVID-19 positive person has been in the past 2 weeks and who was in her proximity, including the nice guy from the bus. The technological design matters. The contact tracing technologies should be as accurate as possible. We do not want to mistakenly identify people as contacts. They will have to be isolated in vain. We surely do not want to miss contacts that are more than likely to have been infected. The technology should work. I may have been 2 meters apart from a sick person, but that was my next-door neighbor and there's a wall between us, and there was no direct or indirect meeting point between us in the past 2 weeks. We should be able to identify who was on the first floor of the building and who was on the third floor. And then there's privacy. Contact tracing technologies obviously implicate our privacy. Think about your medical status. Do you want everybody to know that you are sick if this is the case? Think about your contacts. Who have you seen in the past 2 weeks? Yes, you probably think, well, I have nothing to hide. Well, think again. Are you sure? Think about your whereabouts. Again, you may think you have nothing to hide. Well, think again. The data trail that we discussed earlier may reveal intimate and private information. We have done nothing wrong, but we do not necessarily want others to know everything. This is the challenge: how to design contact tracing technologies in a manner that can achieve its goal and yet protect our privacy.